Hey guys, welcome in. If you're new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you are returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here. We're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. And remember that I could be talking about the recent past, I might be talking about the present or the future, so take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you'd like a book of personal, more aligned with your own story, all of my information can be found below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. Shout out to Jeanette Jackson. The second episode of my podcast interview dropped. I will link it below in the description box as well. And it's funny because when I was watching it back yesterday, I always can tell when I'm watching videos back when I'm really nervous, because when I'm really nervous, I run my mouth. I was running my mouth. Talked about a lot. All right. So let's just jump right in. I'm using my story cards today because I wanted to kind of tap into a different energy. I'm really tired of talking about the same old lady that keeps showing up in all of my readings. Okay. So I asked the cards a series of questions, and it's really centered around the collective, specifically Divine Feminine Collective, as I identify myself as Divine Feminine. This is the energy, and I'm just basing it on the kind of the appearance of the cards and some of the imagery here. I am talking to my feminines today. So I asked my first batch of cards, what is the energy that is flowing with you? What is the energy that is currently flowing with the collective? And I have beginnings and work. And I like I love all the cards that are out here because it's telling a really profound story of like working through your challenges. And as I was laying the cards, I was kind of like giggling to myself because the parts that are challenging and the things that need to be released are absolutely something that the collective is kind of working through right now. Some of you may be starting over. What I want to feel. Okay, so maybe you guys are working on moving towards more of a space of being really authentic and like feeling like honoring the way that you feel, honoring the way that you move and exist, honoring the things that work for you and the things that do not. I definitely see like, no, work can definitely be talking about looking for work, new work. So somebody may here be starting a new job or getting a new opportunity. You may be, like I said, starting a new job. Some folks may be relocating, like if you're not used to being in a city environment, some of you may be moving towards a city environment. Like I'm getting like a big city. This is really giving me like very New York, San Francisco, lots of very dense city environment. So some of you may be moving into new beginnings. The energy that's coming towards you, I have intuition and flow, which I absolutely love because this kind of talks to me about you moving into a space or going towards a space where your intuition will be moving quite fluidly. Things will just be coming to you if they aren't already at this point. Where to focus your attention, I have fierce and love. I like the imagery of these cards. Your attention should be on number one, because I believe that everything starts with love. When you know, love is the greatest and highest vibration of all. So when you're focusing on your own self-love, loving yourself passionately, deeply, and fiercely, it allows you to open up that space so that you can love others in the same way. So that is where your focus should be, especially also within your home environment. Okay. I am getting the sense too that if you, I don't know, if you find yourself being the outsider or you've always been kind of different, I am also getting the energy too of you like standing in that energy of being different. Like it's okay to be different. I feel like I'm getting this sense of like deeply embodying that what you feel about yourself. Like if you've always had this inkling of this is who I am, but you never really lived completely in your full authenticity just because you're afraid of judgment or you're afraid of being treated different because you appear to be different. This kind of gives me the sense of just fiercely loving on yourself, fiercely loving who you are, standing in that energy confidently, even if that means sometimes standing alone. It can be a very lonely place sometimes because not everybody operates with the same level of integrity or fierceness, or even in the same vibration of love. Like a lot of people don't even operate in that energy, right? Your challenges. I have confidence and called. So I feel like somebody, and as I'm looking at the cards here as they progress, because what you need to release is uncertainty. I wish you could see that. I wish I had a secondary camera that was kind of like looking over my shoulder so you can see the way that I'm looking at these. So part of your challenge, it may be the confidence. As I'm going back up here, there may be a confidence factor that you might be struggling with, and I feel like you're being called into a very specific direction, or you could even feel this intuitively, like you may be feeling pulled or drawn to a certain direction. I feel as though what your challenge is the confidence factor that you need in order to like start making those moves. I do feel as though, because now that I'm looking at the next 3 cards, there are 2 people in each of these cards. I do feel like you're being you're being guided towards another person. I do feel like this person is there to facilitate some of the change. I heard transference of energy, and I don't even know how that applies to this. Transference of energy. But you're being called to have confidence through the uncertainty. I do feel as though you're being led to a connection where you may experience the kind of adoration and love and appreciation that you deserve. And how to proceed. I have beauty and nurture. And the way that I'm looking at this, I feel as though it may be necessary for some of you to like really focus on nurturing your inner child, nurturing yourself, allowing yourself to be nurtured by others, which also requires a level of vulnerability. A lot of people don't feel comfortable in operating in it, but it does require a level of vulnerability. I feel like you're being asked to kind of appreciate the beauty within yourself, appreciate the beauty within, new people and connections that you're being introduced to, and to nurture these connections because if you're nurturing them, you allow them to grow and prosper. We like it. We like it a lot. Okay, let's see what deck to use. Let's use this deck. No. Let's use this one because I shuffled it, actually. Alright, so let's clarify the energy that's flowing with you. Let's clarify beginnings and work. Okay. Now you do have a brand new beginning here. And for some, it may require you to, I heard, overcome certain tendencies, especially because I did say we're talking about relationship. We are kind of talking about relationship dynamics here that may be coming, in the near future. I feel like what this is asking you to do is to kind of, I heard the word surrender, but I do feel like there is a level of surrender that needs to take place, because if you're going into new beginnings and new cycles, particularly in the love sector with the Ace of Cups being here, Then this also, the Ace of Cups can also not only talk about like a new love opportunity, but it could literally be talking about your focus on self-love. But I think for you, it's really important for you not to get into a space where you feel as though you have to be in control of every aspect and dynamic of how these new beginnings take off, especially if we're talking about love. I think it might be a struggle for you, and I'm like, I literally don't want to put this energy on you, like saying like it's a struggle for you and you've got to. It may not necessarily be a struggle, but I feel like part of this energy is really asking you to not get into a space, if you've been in a space of trying to control certain dynamics and aspects of your relationship, you're being asked to kind of surrender that energy and allow things to unfold the way that they're supposed to unfold. All right, let's clarify the energies that are coming towards you with intuition and flow. Now the energies are coming towards you. Okay. I said I didn't want to talk about that old lady and her minions, and here they are. All right, so you may, because this is energy coming towards you, you may have somebody wanting to come towards you. You may have a few people wanting to come towards you. I feel as though you're being encouraged to really listen to your intuition. I want you to pay attention. And it's funny because when I sat down before I started even recording, I was already thinking about Neptune retrograde before I sat down, because I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to be talking about Neptune's retrograde for the rest of the year, just because I want to continuously remind y'all. I want to remind you that it is really important that you start paying attention to what you're seeing, what you're witnessing, what it feels like when you're on the receiving end. You know what I mean? Pay attention to your intuition. Do not gaslight yourself, because what is being revealed to you now, you're going to see the greater purpose of it. Okay. Where to focus your attention? I love this. You do have new beginnings here. I feel like you're what I heard was get out of the confused state to be focused on one very specific thing. And I want to say with love and fierce here, it's kind of like going after it fiercely, with purpose. Okay, you do have an opportunity here that's in front of you that could potentially be very, very lucrative, and also provide a lot of stability for you. But I definitely feel like there's important, I'm getting real big energy on this other side of the board here. It's really important that you pay attention to your intuition, because I feel like what's coming towards you, it may not be something that it may be a group of people that you're not really wanting to deal with. And you may have to use your intuition to navigate your interactions with them. Okay. Clarify your challenges of confidence. Well, that's funny, because usually the moon, when it's in the upright, it usually talks about like fear and, like fear of the unknown. And this is definitely giving the energy like part of your challenge is kind of getting past that fear of the unknown. recognizing, I want to say recognizing like the triggers. There may also be a situation here that potentially there's some unfinished business that may be what you're being called towards. Or there could be a relationship here that oh, I also just got another message. It's like seeing something for what it is, and even though it may not have turned out well, because this could literally be like a failure, but it's like, okay, you're being called to move past a situation, and I feel like you will have assistance, but I feel like you're being called to move past a situation because you're seeing something for what you are literally going to be seeing it for what it is. You will also be able to see that there's something here that has not evolved. If we're talking about a person or a situation, you're going to be able to see, and I'm seeing it just based on these cards. It's like you're going to know intuitively that some situation has not yet been resolved, hasn't evolved, hasn't grown, hasn't done any, it doesn't, I think I said that in the last two readings, like whatever you walked away from, when you revisit it or when it's presented back to you, it's going to still be in the same space it was in the last time you dealt with it. What do you need to release? Interesting. Now, there may be some communication coming in. You are being asked to let your guard down, or there's somebody here who wants to communicate with you, but they want you to let your guard down. They want you to let your guard down. You may be uncertain about doing it, but this person really just wants to show you some kind of appreciation, or they just want to show you some love. Aww. Part of I heard trepidation. I think part of your reservation I feel like you're being asked to nurture. Ooh, this is a lot right here. Because it's asking you how to proceed with nurture and beauty. I also have the Six of Cups in reverse with the Ten of Swords. And I'm kind of, the energy that I'm pulling off of this section is really about like nurturing your inner child. I am getting the sense here too of like there's a fear or like a really deep rooted fear that okay, we're going back over here because I'm seeing imagery. It's almost like a movie reel in my head. I can kind of see it. So somebody here is really worried about replaying situations, negative impact situations, like replaying certain cyclical things in their life. Like this person, whoever I'm talking to, it's kind of like you've had, you've been let down in the past, you've been betrayed, especially by people that you really loved or whatever. And it's kind of like learning how to nurture yourself, to love on that inner child in a way that, because what I heard was reparenting. So it's kind of like loving on that inner child in a way that maybe you didn't have when you were a kid. Now you're able to give that to yourself. Maybe your parents weren't equipped, whatever, right? I am getting this weird sense, though, that you have a concern about something like this happening again in your life. And I want to assure you that we are not on that timeline anymore. Okay? We're not on that timeline anymore. Yeah. And here's the thing. It's like, it's going to really require work, I want to say, on both parts by not trying to control the dynamic of how this new cycle goes about, because it is breaking down the foundation of what was previously created. The previous foundation was never really meant to be in place. It was meant to fall apart. especially if you operated in this energy of trying to control something. As you move into this new energy, whatever was previously the foundation of that relationship is being dismantled. You're being asked to be fluid and be open and surrender to this new beginning, but to be absolutely sure that you have the ability to work. Like, it's going to require some work. And you know what? I'm also getting to, because remember I talked about the facet of self-love. This is about you starting, I want to say it's like you starting over, rebuilding yourself. Rebuilding yourself. I can definitely see it. I think at one point I was like a self-proclaimed control freak. Like, I had to be in control all the time, always had to know what was going on, where everybody was. And it's kind of like literally breaking all of those things down, those rules and the way that it had to be, like breaking all of that down so that you can start again with a fresh slate, a clean slate, fresh start. But this time you're starting from a place of self-love. We like it. Okay. Now you are going to have to use your intuition. But you may have somebody wanting to come towards you with a real bright idea. I've said this before. I want to say maybe like 4 readings ago. You may have somebody who wants to come towards you with a real bright idea. Let's work together. But it would be a poor investment of your time and energy to deal with this group of people. And you're being asked to use your intuition as it relates to them. I also feel like you may no longer be confused about who and what has broken your heart in the past, especially if you've dealt with some betrayal. And I see it down here, like because it's a concern that's kind of like lingering in your energy, a fear of, repeating certain cycles and repeating certain heartbreaks and repeating certain separations. But you're being given a whole new, like you're being gifted a new cycle here. And you're being asked to focus on the new cycle and letting everything from the past stay in the past. All of the confusion and the doubt. I honestly feel as though too that you are really seeing clearly now each person or each situation that broke your heart. You are seeing it so crystal clear now. And you're being challenged not to play the tit for tat game. Yes, confidence is an issue. But if we're talking about a relationship, because I do see each of these cards and they got 3 people in it. I mean, 2 people in it, couples. If we're talking about going into a new relationship, now you have a really clear vision of what really broke your heart in the past. As you're moving towards the future, part of your challenge is to overcome that need. Remember I said up here, where like not to try to control every aspect of the relationship or the dynamics of the relationship, especially as you're just starting out. This is also kind of warning about not trying to get into this adversarial energy with your partner or potential new partner, anybody that you have coming into your life, right? Don't look at it like me against you and you against me. This is like the viewpoint should be us against the world. Okay, well, There may be somebody here that you've blocked communication from. I paused because I wasn't really sure how I feel about. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but we'll see. Because I do feel like somebody wants to communicate with you and they want you to let your guard down. They want you to unblock them. Like if you've blocked communication from somebody, they want to be unblocked. But you are struggling with the uncertainty of whether or not this is something that you even want to do. Because you're seeing something real clear right now. Listen, how to proceed. You are being given a whole new soul contract. And you're being asked to see the beauty of this new contract and to nurture it, giving it a whole new foundation. I love it. This is really good energy. Oh, Lord Jesus. There's somebody... Okay, from the bottom of the deck, you got somebody here who... Okay, I'm getting a couple of things. I definitely have somebody here who might be spreading lies or whatever, especially if you're like in the public eye. But on the other side of this, you, at this point, maybe, I want to say, living in your Ten of Cups, you could be getting your wish fulfillment. You're living in your wish fulfillment, right? But you may have somebody here who's spreading lies, or trying to shroud your image with, you know, bad juju, negative talk, just shit, right? And they may also be discussing things like, this is the energy of somebody here who's like telling stories. It's somebody who can't let go of the past, but it's like somebody who's like, I want to say you live rent free in this person's head, but the version of you that lives in their head rent free is not anybody who you are. It's not the same person. It's not who you are now. You've already, you know, you've evolved. So you're not that person. So it's almost like the stories that this person tells about you, they're all stories that are rooted in a past life. You're not even the same person that whoever this is, you're not even the same person that they're talking about. And I also feel as though it may be communicated. You may have somebody here communicating. Could be somebody younger. You may have somebody wanting to communicate, bring in some clarity about some information that some information that somebody learned that has been very heartbreaking. Somebody is worried because okay. Now, I do have the energy of somebody here is somebody's really worried. They want you, like if you're withholding and you've been holding back your energy and you're not, like I said, like if there's somebody here that you're not talking to and you've kind of gone no contact or whatever, I am getting the energy here of somebody wanting to come back and communicate, like let's start over or whatever. It's because they're really hurt and upset. And they're hoping that you will be a little more generous with them and like maybe extend yourself a little bit. So this person's worried about it. But they may also be worried too that if you give them no energy, it's almost going to be like karma because maybe in the past they didn't give you energy. Now, I do have the energy of somebody wanting to come towards you, but they want to come towards you with their hand out. I feel as though you are not inclined to work collaboratively with this person and you're doing just fine on your own. I think you're spending a little bit more time. I feel like you're like in a really grounded space. This feels very grounded. it does feel very grounded. I feel like even though you may have may wear a lot of hats, you have a lot of things going on, I feel like you maintain the balance of your responsibilities quite well. You do have somebody here who may be watching you from a distance, watching your social media, doing research or digging. And this person is seeing a different side of you, or they're seeing something that this person is like, there's somebody here who's like really putting in an exhaustive amount of work in researching you and looking you up and learning about you. And I do feel there's somebody here who's seeing you in a very different light. In a very different light. And I do get the sense that this person here, they never really predicted was the word that was on the tip of my tongue, but they never anticipated that in the future, like I kind of get the sense that this person always felt like you would be a part of their lives, or that there would be some connection to you at some point in the future. And this person never realized that they would be released, and that they would lose this connection. They never saw that. And the thing about it is, this person, whoever this is, they were very transactional. This person, like, they weren't, this person wasn't very loving. They weren't very kind. They weren't very generous. But what they did was the words I heard was misused your trust. They misused your trust. This person may have, and the way that I'm seeing it, it's like their whatever role that they played in your life, whatever position they played in your life, I feel like they took advantage of that. But now that you know your worth, and whoever this was, they didn't want you to see your value. So the energy I'm getting is they kind of browbeat you to try to diminish your light. And now somebody is feeling in regret because all eyes are on you. And people are actually, I heard you're in demand. People are actually seeing you in your own true light, not the light that they have been casting on you. Tower, Justice, King of Swords. So now this person is losing all control. You have no desire to move forward with them, but now they're losing everything, and judgment has been called. And here you are just working on your stability, and then you got this person that's over here doing bad juju to create losses for you, and all it's doing is creating losses for them that they never saw coming. Now they're upset because they can't find loyal people in their camp. Why? Because they ain't never been loyal to nobody. See how that works out? It's wild, ain't it? Alright, let's grab some tea leaves. Oh, I like these cards. These are good. One more? Oh, no, I'm not taking all those. That's okay. We'll stop there. Wheel. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Stork. News of a birth or new business opportunity. V. Victory in some endeavor. Bridge. Successfully overcoming a problem. Mountain, major challenge to overcome. Sun, happiness and well-being. Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. We like it. And Whale, great worry over nothing. Love it. All right. We have long term. We have Aquarius. We have an admirer out here. Coming in with advice and guidance. Coming in as a partner or a companion. So we have an admirer coming in. An admirer coming in as a partner or a companion long term, coming in with advice and guidance. You could be an Aquarius or dealing with an Aquarius. We have feminine energy out here. Pisces and Taurus. So we have Pisces, Taurus, Aquarius, feminine energy, somebody coming in long term as a partner or a companion who is an admirer. We like it. All right, let's get some timing on this. You have to remain consistently positive once that happens within 2 months. Within 2 months. So by the summertime, this could be taking place by the summertime. We like it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. This was a really solid reading, and the energy was really good. We like. All right, I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonated for you or gave you clarity or confirmation over your own situation, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate it to those who need the message the most. If you'd like to book a personal war line with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box. I invite you to join me. I also welcome you to go watch the second part of the podcast interview for Spirituality and Motherhood with Jeanette Jackson. Thank you again so much for being here. I love you guys for all the like, share, subscribes, the new bookings, the membership platform. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting my work. And until next time, take care.